Okay. All right, we got 18 people in here, so I'm working on a theme song for the broadcast. Doom, 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 doom. All right, here we go. I don't have any words to it yet. I approve. Taylor, yeah, it's my wife's guitar from college. I have my own guitar, but it's all boxed up. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. All right, I'm going to draw today. It's Ben Henderson. What's up, dude? So I'm going to draw today. This is semi-spoiler free. It's just the next page from the one I drew yesterday. Picks up on some stuff from the previous issue, so not really any spoilers if you're familiar with what we're doing. So feel free to watch. I hope you enjoy it. It may be some of the last weeks I ever get to do this, so I probably won't be drawing a book for a very long time if all goes according to plan. So enjoy it. Before I start, common misconceptions. So one of the most frequent messages I get, and I have no idea where this comes from, but it's come to my attention that there are entire channels that just exist to spread misinformation about what we're doing. So I'll just clear them up one by one. Today, starting with the message, one of the messages we get most often, we have robbed our backers of the first appearance of Red Rooster. This is not true. This is not true at all. So I'll just to get right to it. The first appearance of Red Rooster happened before we ever launched our campaign. This was in or around the same time. I can't remember the exact date. It's around the same time we launched or just after. It was in Black Hops, issue 2 by Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini. And that was published by Antarctic Press. So if you check out Black Hops issue 2, that is the first appearance of Red Rooster. And I hope you'll check it out. It's an awesome book by a very talented writer and artist. So go check out Black Hops number 2. And I would suggest maybe purchasing them and hanging on to them. I ordered a bunch of extra copies myself, thinking that I thought I was onto something. So,
is it number 2 or number 1?
It's number 2.
Okay.
I would get a question there. I believe it's Black Ops number 2. First appearance of Red Rooster, Black Ops number 2. Very talented creators involved in that project, and it's a very fun project featuring a what would you call it? Tactical rabbit saves America. So very cool, very patriotic, and a good debut for our Red Rooster character. So boom, there's one common misconception. The record has been corrected. Clint says, I just bought 3 issues of Red Rooster. Would you like to run a contest for people to win these? Sticker free, he says. Maybe, but not today. Maybe, but not today. I've just haven't thought that through. So I don't want to get myself entangled in anything else other than drawing the page that I'm supposed to be drawing today. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll keep an eye on the chat. Again, this is we're doing zero tolerance from here on out. We need to be totally focused, and trolls will get thrown under the bridge again if they pop up. So, but I will pop up your comments and questions if you have them. Wasn't the first print of Red Rooster on Mike Miller's CG cover I don't, that was, I didn't draw that, and it really didn't have anything to do with us, although I like Mike as a friend and as a person. So I don't know that happened first, but it certainly was, that was what I would consider a piece of fan art. So that was a piece of fan art and not an officially approved thing. Nor was it, I guess, published. So official first appearance is in Black Ops. Good morning. All right. Here we go. This one we are starting from scratch. Basically, this was a very loose layout. I typically don't. Here, I'll just show you typically what the layouts look like. Inks. So later on in the book, my layouts get a lot tighter. As you can see, like that's basically pencils. It's almost ready to ink. And I have the book in some state all the way to the end finished in this. Some of the pages are this tight and ready, almost ready to ink. This page was a little bit looser. I'll show you the layouts. I drew the appearance. This was a drawing by me. It's a backstory. It was drawn by me. I think it was 2 or 3. I think it was a 3-page backstory, maybe a 2-page backstory. I can't remember. But it features an Easter egg in it that is connects to the episode 1 or the first couple of scenes in the Golden Age special. So there is definitely an Easter egg in there, and I recommend that Red Rooster fans go and check it out and hang on to it. There were very few copies of this printed, very, very, very few. So if you think this is something that you value or cherish, and you want to kind of complete the whole picture, I'd recommend going and getting one now, because there were not many copies made. I think I ordered about 50 for myself. But I doubt there are very, very many left. This is issue number 3 and the last leg of the journey for the Golden Age special. So all our episode 3 books are in production right now. We're a little bit behind the curve, but that's just the way it goes. We took a brief pause on the publishing to catch up and fix some of our merchandising issues and online issues that we're having, and we're working really hard to get that stuff fixed and make the customer experience as good as it possibly can be, and getting the books as tight as possible. So the book should hit the stands in November. And fulfillment for the campaign will begin, should begin in early October. The other 2 issues, of course, are available at Walmart, walmart.com, and digital editions are available on our website. So the thing I recommend to everybody is go to our website, go to the very top of the page, and all the information is at the very top of our homepage. You can check the store locator for Allegiance Arts books in your neighborhood Walmart to see if they're available. They should be. If not, ask a manager or the department manager. There's an order online button that will take you to our listings on walmart.com. And we've had a few hiccups with the .com listing. But I got to tell you, we were told in the first 2 or 3 weeks, the first 2 weeks of our listing, when we launched, we sold over 65% of our online inventory. And our partners were very, very, very happy about that. So thank you all for that. So that's that'll take you to the Walmart.com listing. And then if you're a fan of digital, DRM-free digital books, those are also available on allegiancearts.com. Misconception number 2. I don't know. I'll title that for the next video, and we'll jump into that one. But there are plenty. That was just the one that was on my mind this morning. But we get a lot of common comments, often very, I would call them pointed, and that are not accurate. And I'm kind of getting a little tired of, we're getting kind of tired of address of the common misconceptions going around, and then having our customers or potential customers turned around with things that aren't accurate, and then having to deal with them one-on-one. So I'm just gonna put them all out there and get fix the public record on everything, because it seems like the rumor mill has gone wild, and I think it's become profitable for people to talk about us on in the rumors about us, and so they continue to do that because obviously generates clicks, which is good. It means that when you talk about us, you get high engagement. I guess that's a net positive, but we just certainly don't like that what's being discussed is inaccurate. Are you going to do a legacy of the Red Rooster book where it tells stories of previous stewards of the mantles? Yes, I plan on that, and it is a project I want to do, and I actually have the story, and the book is actually called Red Rooster Legacies, or Legacy. That's going to be the title of it, Red Rooster Legacy. And I might make it like an anthology with different artists working on different eras. And that's one of the things that I'd like to tackle. And I know the story, and I know how it ends. I know how it begins. So, and I think I can probably do it in about 32 pages. So maybe we'll make it like an annual. That'd be fun. Red Rooster Annual, Red Rooster Legacies. And that will kind of give people the full history. So, and it will send chills down your spine in the closing scene. And I mean chills. It gives me chills just thinking about it. So it's a very important story I think I want to tell. You mentioned partners. Is that how you funded your launch? How did I get started? That's kind of a longer question, but I'll try to be very brief. So I'll get my picture bigger. How did so Allegiance, or the Allegiance Arts thing started by, of course, Elizabeth and I had wanted to do a publishing company, and I have a business plan that I created way back in 2013 with a lot of our IP listed on it. And I took it around to a couple business people, but we just weren't ready to do that kind of thing. And I couldn't find a place in the market for it. And then after a very wild few years, and eventually 2018 hit, we had the successful campaign, and that attracted some interest. I got introduced to a couple business people in the state. One door opened another, and we just did pitch after pitch after pitch. And through the summer of 2018, and people were very interested. Every time we talked to someone, they were like, "Oh, yeah, there could be something there." And the idea was, my whole business plan at the time was, it still is, to get comic books back into people's backyards, into your neighborhood marketplace. And that's where I found them. That's where most of my friends found them. And that was the pitch and the plan. And ultimately, the dream was kind of to maybe even connect with Walmart, who happens to be in the same state as we are here in Arkansas. But one door kept opening another one, and we had several very successful pitches. And ultimately, by in the waning days of October 2018, we finally got to pitch someone at Walmart. And so Elizabeth and myself and our former business partner, David Martin, made a huge dog and pony show presentation, and we worked hard on it and prepared for weeks and weeks to do this. And we had a 1-hour meeting with a Walmart buyer. These are essentially the gatekeepers into Walmart. And we had the blessing of a distributor and that we had already negotiated with the month or two previously. So with the help of the distributor who is that does all of Walmart's books, and a vendor rep that signed us on, who reps us into retail locations, we did this presentation and we crushed it. And I'm very proud of what we did. And fast forward again to the very end of 2018 in December, right before Christmas, we finally got the call from Walmart, from the buyer, and he said yes. And I will tell you, about a year before we made our pitch, Dan Didio flew into Bentonville to pitch Walmart and its executives and buyers on putting DC Comics into Walmart. We figured this out along the way, and Walmart said no. So Walmart said no to Dan Didio and said yes to us. And we're, that's how crazy this has all been. And the partners, that's how I funded my launch. Yes, so we had no money in the bank, there was no business. So as soon as Walmart said yes, we officially formalized our business in January, and then we started seeking investment capital. And we found I could probably mention his name, Hunter Haynes was our first investor, and he really believed in what we were doing. He's mentioned in an article recently talking about us. So I think he's fine with his name being out there. He's a really cool guy and a real estate developer, and we are proud to call him a friend now. But yeah, he's very successful real estate developer in Arkansas. So anyways, he's a real cool dude. So he was the first person that came in and believed in what we were doing and saw a huge opportunity to, and he's very passionate about how he loved how passionate we were about the physical comic book and just going old school and getting on pulp and back in front of people. So he was a real believer in that. And then after that, we brought in another couple of investors, and that kind of provided us the capital to create, launch, and print 4 debut comic book series, which was not an easy task. And we started all from scratch. Essentially, we had ideas, but none of these things were kind of pre-done. And even Red Rooster was in the early stages of being created. So a coach in lunacy says Black Ops is definitely worth reading. It's like if we 3 were created by someone who actually liked animals. Yes, I highly recommend Black Ops. It doesn't matter about you sold first print run of Red Rooster. Now backers are getting a reprint. They're not getting a reprint. They're getting a very special edition. This is not a reprint. So that is also a misconception. This isn't a reprint. They're getting a special exclusive edition that's signed with extra content and a far more limited print run. Again, this is, I think, a line that's coming from off site somewhere. You have severely devalued what people paid for. This is incorrect. I pitched Red Rooster as, it began as a 48-page book, and I sold it as a 60-page book. It is now 70 pages, so there's 10 bonus pages of content, and we're getting, there's going to be lots of extra content in the back and a few surprises for backers as well, including a custom box. We're going the extra mile and creating custom boxes for all the backers, which is going to be awesome. And honestly, the value of it is a proposition really for the aftermarket. That's for eBay purchasers to decide. Mitch, could you please explain what I'm getting in the Indigo is different from what folks are getting in Walmart? Yes, so you're getting a signed book. You're getting the complete edition of the first 3 episodes, and I'm on track to be finishing and fulfilling in October. We've got boxes on order. We've got posters here. Trading cards will be going to the printer very soon, and we've got some surprises coming as well. So everyone will get at least a trading card plus surprises that I'm not going to say. You'll be getting a custom box. Your books will be signed, which is a really important thing. Those often have a very high upcharge on collectible. What, dear?
You might check the message I just sent. It lays out all the everything.
Yeah, I'm going through. I'm reading. I'm talking about it right now. Someone asked a question.
Okay, I just have everything written down in that message I just sent. If it helps you remember something.
Okay, she sent me all the information, so I have to read that. It's a square bound. Okay, I'll just read what she wrote. Square bound, prestige, format, collectors, trade paperback, 70 pages of story with extra pages of exclusive content, including the winners of the art contest. It'll be printed on 70-pound paper, of course, hand signed by the creators involved. It'll be very limited print run, of course. So less than 4,000 copies will be printed, making it extremely limited. It will feature gold foiling on the cover, which was a campaign promise and one of the deals that we hit. What do they call? I forget what it's, stretch goal. Depending on your backer tier, it will come with a poster, a sketchbook. Many of them will come with head sketches. It'll come with Order of the Dawn sticker for every single backer. Forgot about that. I'm just reading here. Well, here's a great question. Hadouken 77. Is there anything that can be done to stop Walmart from putting price stickers on the books? Fortunately, my local store didn't, so you're very lucky. But I have seen other stores that do. This is an awesome question. So, yes. All right, so I've talked about this a few times, but I'll run it by here one more time. So, obviously, it was not part of our plan to put stickers on the books. So we did not discover this until it happened, and we were horrified. So if you go to a Walmart, you'll notice that almost every single book has a sticker on it, and every single book is distributed by our distributor. And they have 5 distribution facilities, and it is practically, and Walmart is their biggest client, and just it's automatic. Every Walmart book gets a sticker. So when ours got there, we didn't anticipate this, and neither did they. And I would say 80% of our books ended up with a sticker on them. So you can order them online, and they come sticker free. But 4 out of the 5 distribution centers put stickers on our books. We wrote our distributor immediately, and told them that this would be a big issue with the collectors, that these are collectible items, and we were horrified. I think they were embarrassed. They sent out a memo to the distribution facilities to have them not do it for the episode 2 books. But as we found, just getting a ship that big to turn around on a dime is not easy. We had maybe a little bit more success. We're taking more extreme measures with the release of episode 3 at the printer. So the books go from the printer to the distribution warehouses. At the printer, we're having our printer put flyers in the box and stickers on each box that says comics or collectibles, do not sticker. So when they open up the box, there's going to be a neon yellow with flyer with red letters that says, these are collectible comic books, do not sticker. Please do not sticker. No, not even please. Just do not sticker, exclamation mark. So we're going to take another step and took it on ourselves to do this, to make sure that we have more success in training these people how to handle your collectible comic books. Wow, sounds like a spectacular edition of Red Rooster. Will you be making exclusive versions of the Futurists, Fast Reeves, or Norah Saga? Possibly. Right now, we're just trying to get to the trades on those. We will probably make special editions of them in the future. Maybe black and white editions or oversized editions, or maybe director's cut editions or something like that. Big yellow flyers in the boxes. That's our solution, yeah. If people want to support local, given Walmart's 80% China manufacturer, where else can people buy? So while we are not exclusive to Walmart, they did agree to be our launch partner and provided us a huge platform. So we're obviously want to give them plenty of space and time with the books. But we are exploring other avenues. So our distribution partner services over 67,000 bookstore and newsstand locations. So they're the biggest company that no one's ever heard of. Walmart is their largest client, but they also service many other retailers, and we plan to work on that down the line. So yeah, the Indiegogos, of course, are closed. So the options for purchase are digital on our website, order from walmart.com, or purchase at Walmart right now. But we are not limited to those over time. And we are working to build out our capacity. The whole goal of this company was to get comic books, make them discoverable and accessible. So as unfortunately as the number of comic book stores dwindle, and of course nobody anticipated what would have happened this spring and summer, which is terribly unfortunate for all, because we love comic book stores and comic book store customers, but they got hit pretty hard. But it is my belief and our belief that if we want to, and put a shot in the arm of this hobby and this medium, which is, I believe, a noble pursuit, then we have to make them accessible and discoverable. So that's what we're working on. And if we can get them even beyond Walmart, the more places, the better. That's the way we look at it. All right, I think that's most of the questions. Yeah, the Indiegogo's definitely closed. And I think I answered this one, purely in Walmart. I can't remember if that's the case. Would you like, yes, so Neon Wolf, we'll figure it out for international. Of course, you can get digital right now on our website. And if you want to, if you just want to read them, but we will get it figured out for international, and we're not leaving the crowdfunding platform totally. It's a wonderful tool, and I'm certainly happy to see people like Boom Studios now using it for their Keanu Reeves Berserker project with some incredible and talent involved. Ron Garney, who's an awesome artist. And yeah, I'm excited that Boom is doing that, and it certainly is part of our business strategy moving forward. So we'll engage on Indiegogo, and I think that's a good place for international customers. Shipping will be priced appropriately. Are those full books on the Walmart? I'm not sure I understand your question, but the Walmarts are floppy comic books episodes. So they're 22 to 24 page stories that are periodical. And the Red Rooster Golden Age is 70 pages with tons of exclusive and bonus content, and gold foil on the cover, and square bound edition, signed. by myself and Elizabeth and others. And I think even Eric Weathers, the letterer, might be coming down to do signings on that. So if you're a fan of Eric Weathers, we're going to try to get him down here while we fulfill so he can sign the books as well. So I'm really excited about that. Eric's a real awesome guy. All right, looks like that's everybody. Thanks. We had a lot of people here this morning, and glad we're keeping it positive and gonna work now. So after 3 of Red Rooster, Futurists, Past Reeves, Norah, will you continue those series or introduce new titles? We're calling them seasons, and each season is 6 episodes long. So we're using the parlance of what we believe people less familiar with comic books and more familiar with Netflix and television serials use. So we call them seasons and episodes. And that bakes in the reboots. So when we launch season 2 of Norah's Saga, it's kind of like having a new story. It picks up, we leave on a big cliffhanger, and then we kind of rebadge and rebrand for season 2. So there'll be at least 6 episodes long. That is the plan. And we'll probably collect every 3, because our issues are longer than a standard comic books are 20 pages. Our books are 22 to 26 pages long, 22 to 26. Most of them are 22 to 24, but we go as much as 26. There's a couple episodes of Bass Reeves that are 25 pages long. So we're trying to pack in as much great content as we can. So every 3 issues, the plan is we'll bind those up into a graphic digest or a graphic novel kind of format, trade paperback format, and then bind them and price them at a little bit of a discount over the periodical. And we'll be looking to get those to utilize our distributors network to get those into bookstores, Hudson newsstands, and even military bases. They also serve as military bases, which we're extremely excited about. This is, I think, the kind of content that would really do well for military families. So we'll be looking to get those much further at Walmart and well beyond. Okay, I think that answers that questions. Oh, libraries. Yeah, so libraries is another big thing, considering that our books are very retailer friendly. That also means they should be very library friendly. And by that, I mean school library friendly, meaning that these, especially books like, I would love to see books like Bass Reeves be read in schools, or even be, I don't want to use the word required reading at all, because nobody likes to read what their teachers make them read. There's got to be something kind of illicit about comic books. They have to. I think it's just part of the medium. But I think we would like to think that our books are library appropriate, and we would definitely like to hit up libraries. So we're excited about that. All right, it's time for me to draw. Do you like my theme song? One more time. I can't get it out of my head. I've got to work on that lick. All right, guys. I'm going to focus here on the art. Again, I've got my dog model. This is, don't break. Rascal being tossed. 40 man is not happy. So I'm going to kind of look at him upside down because I got to draw this dog upside down. The coffee I had this morning was really strong, so I'm a little shaky. What breed of dog is Rascal? He is a little bit of a mix. I would say he's somewhere between a pointer and a beagle, maybe a little bit more pointer than beagle. But I kind of try to give him both of those traits. I want him to have the spotting of a pointer, but the friendly face of a beagle. Just a farm dog. Yeesh. That is not right. Bear with me. This is it'll take me a little bit to get in the groove. We've got Slug Mug coming up in the back here. Yeah, we're really excited about. Yeah, we're really excited to deliver this project. It's going to be. I think everyone's going to be really happy. We're considering every aspect of this, from the even down to the unboxing. We're not planning to. We were planning to make it quite an experience. We're working with even a box maker. So every little detail, as with all of our books, if you've read any of our books, you'll notice that we put a quality above, above a lot. So everything's very high quality, and that experience will also hold true for the Indiegogo special, even down to the packaging. Very excited about that. I'm a little less certain about this angle. Definitely about Rascal's pose here. I've got another dog model. It's a beagle. It's just a little bit. Dogs are already tricky, but drawing one on his back in a canted angle is even more tricky. So I'm going to kind of go back to basic shapes, see if I can't just get. Dogs have very narrow hips there. Yeah. I think we kind of got it. Thanks for all your help. Put Doggo back on his stando. Move 4D man over to the third. That's much better. Yeah, this is going to turn out all right. I can already tell. So I consider this kind of the paper doll phase. So if you notice on like paper dolls, there's no dimensions really. It's just hinges. And so that's the way I treat the limbs, especially arms and legs. Those are the limbs, of course. That way, if you think about it like a paper doll, you don't really have to consider all the aspects of musculature and volume all at once, which gets overwhelming. Well, you coming? Oh. Say hi. Oh, you're stinky. Oh. real quick. And I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Yeah. far, so good. I like the pose. You like the pose too. There's a finished page. Here, I'll zoom in on that. Thought you guys might like to see kind of what it looks like fully done, or a page. This one I love. This one turned out really, really nicely. I can zoom in even more here. So that's, as you can see, we put a lot of detail into this book. So if we ever decide to print a oversized edition, there'll be plenty. It's definitely scalable. I'm drawing very large and very detailed. So I'd love to at some stage do an oversized edition so that you guys can really see all the tiny detail work that goes into the project. We're not skimping. You can even see the little man in the cockpit. Pretty detailed. Rascal's still a little bit loose, but I'm going to leave him loose and come back to it. There we go. Kind of coming together. All right, I should probably draw a background for this shot, ground level shot. So most of it will be night sky, but I can add the Ferris wheel in the background somewhere. So I'll add new layer, multiply. A bunch of rubble on the ground. That's probably enough detail for panel 1. I think adding the dark background helped quite a bit. It makes his legs look more flaily. That's right. I don't think that's a word. Spindly. All right. Intermission, then I'll do page 2. Keep working. If Elizabeth is listening, maybe she can bring my heating pad. My shoulder's starting to hurt. Thank you. The coffee's got me real shaky still. I got it.
Anything else?
No. I'm good. I'm just gonna keep cranking on this, I guess. No, never say never. Never say never. I just probably won't be drawing books. I'm not going to stop drawing. That's second nature. I don't have any. I try to keep the perspective as loose as possible. I don't want to be a slave to the grid, because then you start overthinking. Just enough wires. I think of it like a coat hanger, just enough wire to hang your figures on. I need my lady model. Super handy. These models are. Again, on one side it's got musculature. On the other side it's got flesh. And yeah, I think we're all adults here. We can handle the we can handle a half-skinned human being. All right. All right, as you can see, I put the horizon line right here. I don't know if you can see. That's where I'll anchor her. Crick in my neck. It's like hypertension or something. It's a heating pad. I must have slept on my neck a little weird. Got a lot of tension. So you can see the plug. Try this at your next break. Stand up, hands on kidneys, keep your legs stretched, lean back, chin on chest, hold for 30 seconds. Okay. I'll give it a try. I'm gonna draw for a little bit longer, then I think we're gonna take a walk. I feel like I gotta get the blood pumping. Hands on kidneys, legs stretched, lean back, chin on chest, hold for 30. Okay. Let's do it right now. Except you'll see that I'm wearing a dress shirt with pajama pants. That's okay. Okay. Well, something helped because that hand came together like that. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting the blood going. All right. All right, we have a super chat. I think the person comes from a good place because they're regular chatter. I hesitate to even put it on the screen because I'm tired of it. But thank you for $2, Micah. I appreciate it. I don't know Micah Curtis, but I think I think your statement says all I need to know, and anybody needs to know. Thank you for $2. No, I think Xenomorph comes from a good place. I mean, he did give me $2. I'm just tired of it. Tired of it. Whoever this person is, they're just trying to get attention. Hurts, I mean, not Xenomorph. I agree with this sentiment. I'm going to leave it on the screen for a while. All right, there's panel 2. Honestly, Jackal Rabbit came out freaking perfect. Very simple and elegant. Look at that. That is, I would consider that perfect, or nearly perfect. You see how many, like this, you can count the number of strokes. It's that, boom. what is Jackal Rabbit's shtick? She's a groupie, essentially. Her background is a little sketchy, of course. Pun not intended. She is basically the 4D man's partner in crime. She was a former stage. She was the loose background I have sketched out for her is that she's was a magician's assistant who had bigger plans of her own, and I need to create like a whole incident that turned into her into a criminal, and how she met 4D Man. Those I have not. I don't have that, so we need to create a backstory for how she got involved with the 4D Man. But essentially, she's a groupie of his, and his power of his like Tesla energy weapon power. But she comes from like Jackal Rabbit was her stage name as a magician's assistant, and we don't know what happened to him. She's got the loosest background of all the characters so far. I think she adds to the gravitas of the 4D man and provides some eye candy as well, and some funny quips. There's a good idea. Maybe she actually saw the magician in half on stage. I love it. I like that. Yeah, and then she's been on the run ever since. Maybe she was trying to collect life insurance. So she had a husband, and she was and he was a famous stage. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. He was a famous stage musician, and her plan was to murder him on stage in an accident, in a trick gone wild, and she actually saws him in half. And the insurance company doesn't pay out, and she's been on the lam ever since. I dig that. I like it. Okay, we've got a backstory. Now we just got to figure out how she meets the 4D man. Excuse me. Sorry if you heard that. Trying to figure out here. I'm doing some rough thumb measurements on my board here, trying to figure out where I'm going to hang this horizon line. Pretty high, higher than I thought, looks like. Can I put little images and bio infos on the characters like the one I saw in this video? Yes. So just sit tight, and we'll have something really cool for Red Rooster backers that will be exclusive to them. It's part of our surprise. So what you saw in the cover of this video is the front and the back of the concept image of our Red Rooster trading card that comes complimentary with every backer of Red Rooster Golden Age. So that will be the trading card that you'll get, and we have some other surprises planned. You need an artist for the Jackal Rabbit backup? Maybe. Actually, I need. I want to do the Red Rooster Legacies project, Frank, and I'll be in touch as soon as we can get greenlit the Red Rooster Legacies project. My idea for it. So this is the concept. It's a 32 to 48, probably 48 page story that tells you the history of the mantle of the Red Rooster. And I know I got to write it, but I basically kind of know how it begins and how it ends. It begins at, it opens at the Alamo. It opens at the Alamo. And I'm not going to tell you where it closes because that would give the whole story away, but it closes on the origin of the Red Rooster, like the whole thing, where it all began and what its whole purpose is. So my idea behind that, Frank, is that I'll draw some of it, but then I want I want to make it kind of an anthology, so that we get guest artists to come in and draw a spot, and I'd be happy to have you do a spot. That would be really cool. Does Red Rooster have a utility belt or other weapons? He looks like he has a laser gun. So this is a doppelganger. Just not to spoil the story, but this is not Frank Cooper in this costume. This is a doppelganger. You'll have to read the story to see how we got in this situation. But Red Rooster has a rope and a grappling hook. That's his kind of main weapon, but he has all kinds of trick weapons in his, like gadgety weapons in his motorcycle and his red roadster and all that kind of stuff. But mostly it is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a utility belt. He has like all these fancy grapples and grapple guns and things like that. Sweet. Again, I draw with a ruler on top of my Cintiq. Makes it real easy. So just like I would on paper, except I have a little bit more control. And if I want to go way out on my perspective and put a vanishing point way off, then I just shrink my drawing and use the same ruler. I don't have to go get some giant ruler. A little shortcut for everybody. Boxers or briefs? Well, I guess he wears boxers outside of his long johns. But otherwise, I'd say he probably goes commando. If you're talking about the super chats, that is done through YouTube. So these are simulcast to YouTube, and that's a YouTube thing. So it's called super chats, and they're handled that way. I don't think Facebook has anything like that where you can send tips. But honestly, we just want you guys to check out our books and tell your friends about them. Thank you, though. All right, this is Red Rooster on the ground here, and we've got Slug Mug coming in from, he's pushing the 4D man out of the way, and he's going to finish off. He's going to execute the finishing blow. So I'm going to get my models out. And I put him about, I put the horizon line about 3 feet above his head, or I would say 4 heads. So if I take my eye line, my eyeball, and put it, again, I squint when I do this, I put it about 4 heads high above. So my eye level is 4 heads above my model. And then I can see how the musculature and frame all comes together. So it just helps me eyeball it a little bit better here. Started with the head, probably not what I want to do. The motion in this figure is in his shoulders because he's, moving, cutting through the crowd here. So double back. I will be ordering a medium or small size whiteboard and putting it behind me. In fact, I will start looking into that real soon. I want to get one here and put it behind me, and maybe do some art tutorials. Always. We definitely have plans for a femme fatale in future issues. There'll be a new character. I'd like to learn how to use a T-square. I have a T-square somewhere, but I don't really ever use it. Perspective is, you don't really need a T-square for perspective. It's really simple, and I will, I mean, other than you can find right angles with it really easily, so that's handy. But I'll do perspective lessons. That seems to be a big thing for everybody. They really get fascinated with it, and it's a tricky thing. But once you know the tricks, it's not as hard as it seems. Mother hen predicted. It's funny. Perspective is almost more about what is not at right angles. Yes, that is correct. I almost said that, but yeah, that's correct. Would I be interested in doing a film strip style superhero on YouTube series on YouTube? A picture is a superhero panel and actors say the dialogue. Maybe, possibly. I have thought about doing readings of the books themselves with the panels. That's a possibility. All that stuff is things we don't really have capacity to do at this time. Got to focus on getting them done and getting them on the shelf, and then I've got to focus on selling stuff, creating new books, and just making this company a big success. So I've got to kind of be really aware of not getting too many things going on at the same time. Original stories from the film strip YouTube series. Okay. Is Red Rooster costume really hot to wear? I guess so, because I could, well, I don't know. I mean, this is the 1930s, so it's probably made of mostly cotton. So I assume it breathes pretty well. I don't know. So you got to think about the materials available at the time. There would be no, I think maybe rayon had been invented at this point, but I don't know about, I don't know. Just it depends on the materials of the day. Thank you, Ty. Hmm. It's a heating pad, which I think is turned off. This is a heating pad. You know what it needs is this shadow. Oh yeah, that makes it. That makes it. Boom. Right there. Yeah, that gives it that motion. I'm going to do this for about 30 more minutes. I've kind of figured out that neck problems from bending over your art desk, that's probably part of it. I'll zoom in so you can see the detail. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much done. They're not the tightest pencils in the world, but I can ink from this. I did that in like 10 minutes, so I've got enough time to do one more panel. I'm going to end it at the 3-hour mark. Do you use a lot of dialogue on your pages? Like when Ditko's art had a lot of action words in the early Spider-Man stories. So all our books are very, very dialogue heavy. We either get compliments or complaints. So we've had people say that they've read our books. I mean, look, when you are used to reading a 20-page book that is very light on dialogue, and then you sink your teeth into one of our comic books and you get 24 pages, I've had people tell us it felt like they read 32 pages. So for us, that's really what we wanted to achieve. We want to make you feel like you got a lot for your money, and that obviously our comic books are at a premium price point. They're on premium paper. We put a lot of effort into the storylines, and we pack a lot in to a 22 to 25 page experience. Iron Vet has a question. When will Red Rooster be in fulfillment? The answer will be very, very soon. We've got fulfillment items on order, and we will be it looks like it's going to be somewhere in the first half of October as everything comes together. So I'll be drawing live until then. There are only a handful of creators, Lee, Malin, Meyer, Tenaple, Van Sciver, that are on time. Ethan was definitely not on time. But Tenaple knocks it out of the park. But he's very loose. And Meyer runs a really tight ship. But yeah, so I'm not sure who Lee is. But Ethan was definitely not on time. Has Elizabeth colored the fan art winner yet? So we have not selected the fan art winner, but that's a great question. What we've done so far is that we, about 2 or 3 months ago, we went around and reached out to all the entries and got their, basically their written approval to be published in our graphic novel. And we have them in a folder. And what we're going to do is select what we think are probably the ones that are likely likely winners or possible winners. And then I'm going to get a panel of judges that are independent, not related to, I don't think it's quite fair for Allegiance Arts to judge the entries. Because not everybody's going to be a winner, obviously. So we're going to assemble a panel of judges that are experienced with comic books or in and around comic book culture, 3 to 5 people, and then we're going to have them judge the entries, and from there we'll pick a winner and some runner-ups, and then Elizabeth will get it colored in pretty short order. Richard says, I'd rather have a lot of dialogue. Hate paying $5 for a virtual coloring book that was already colored. Yeah, that was one of our frustrations and one of the things that we set about to fix. What training did Red Rooster have in terms of martial arts, criminal psychology? He was an acrobat who entered World War One in and was in the basically a co-pilot or a gunner, also a flyer. So I mean, he becomes a wing walker. So he has an acrobatic background, and then other than that, he was just a farm boy. So Richard says, get a library to do the judging. That's a really good idea. That's very impartial. All right, let's see if I can do one panel in 15 minutes. All right, buddy. So Red Rooster books will start going out in October unless there is an absolute catastrophe between now and then. Knock on wood. And then later on in November, that's when the episode 3 books will be released into Walmart. I don't think I need a perspective grid for this shot. I just need a head. And I'll look up at it in the same angle. So I just kind of use my eyeball as the camera and take my tiny heads and just imagine the scene around it. Oh, that looks pretty good. Had a question. That was a good question. Where did it go? Trusty Sidekick asks, what is your goal as far as frequency of publication for Allegiance Arts books in the future? We are planning to do bi-monthly, meaning every 2 months. And the reason for that is, well, there's a lot of reasons. One, if you follow comic books at all, you'll notice that monthly books tend to cycle artists in and out very frequently. We want to do that as little as possible. In my opinion, as a fan, when I was a collector, also as an artist, it's not a fun thing to do, to be just the fill-in person. Also as a fan, whenever the art would change, I wouldn't pick it up. I get used to people like familiarity. They really do. And it would be akin to having a Netflix show where, halfway into the season, they switch out all the actors. And it would be really jarring. And so what we want to do is create really consistent, and also we're stepping up the quality as much as possible, and we're increasing the page count. So 22 to 26 pages per issue, depending on the story. And so that's what we're going to do. So, all right, looks like we won you over. That's good. Bi-monthly is a good goal to shoot for. Okay, I like that shot. I'll put my guy back on, and I'm going to stage this this shot. So again, I use my eyeball. That's the camera. All right, it's not perfect, but I think the idea comes across. And I'm right at 3 hours, which means it's time for a break. All right, so there's 3 hours worth of work. For everybody that stuck with us, thank you very much. Seems like we always end with 11 people here, which is fine. That's a lot. That's 3 hours of drawing to stick with. Appreciate you all. I'm going to take a walk. Again, this is exactly 3 hours of work, which is a pretty good session. I got to get the blood flowing. There's one more panel to pencil, which I think is obvious here. It's Strong Boy stops the punch and saves Red Rooster. Very important. Doesn't look like too tricky of a shot, but I'm not totally happy with it. All right. There's some good stuff going on this page. I really like it. I will come back and finish it later, and then we will start inking, and hopefully I will get most of the inking done today, because I would like to put this one to bed and get on to another page and get this book done. All right, thank you all for joining us. Have an awesome afternoon. Bye-bye.